By now, you know, with Cummins' 15-liter natural gas engine, this alternative fuel is no longer a bridge to the future. It's viable. The X15N is performing today. But let's take a step back in time to understand what it was like getting here. I'm Drew Blair. David King and I are happy to be here with you once again. And Dave, why don't you introduce who we have joining us today?
Sure, Drew. I'm really excited. I want to introduce Dr. Mustafa Kamel. So he was the director of engineering for natural gas engines way back when I started with natural gas engines, probably in the late 80s. And it's exciting to have him here and in this historical environment.
Yeah, we're so looking forward to hearing your memories and insights, taking us to where we are today. We are here in the Heritage Center, which is a museum and archive located in Cummins' hometown of Columbus, Indiana. More than a century of Cummins evolution is housed here and expands before our eyes. Since 1919, we have been innovating, and while many instantly consider our diesel prowess, natural gas technologies are now a quickly prominent part of the conversation. Mustafa, that was not always the case. So
Oh,
can
no.
you describe your
Oh,
early
no.
roles in
Yeah.
the natural gas programs here at Cummins?
Yeah, I started on the gas engines, I guess in the early 90s, probably. Strange enough, gas engines started at Cummins with the K19 industrial gas engine. And that's how I learned about natural gas and how to run and stuff like that at the tech center. But that was an industrial, probably power generation type engine. But I learned about the combustion process for natural gas engines working on that project. Cummins had the opportunity of working on an automotive natural gas engine project. We got a big contract from the natural gas industry, multi-million-dollar contract, to develop natural gas engine based on a B-series diesel engine. And I was assigned that project to lead it and develop a natural gas-powered B5.9 gas engine. That was actually, when we launched it, was the first mid-range engine produced in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, to have electronic controls, which was a big deal at those days.
Natural gas, not diesel.
Natural gas, B5.9G.
You use the word game changer. We've said that in the past too, right, Dave?
Exactly.
How did your paths cross? At what point did your worlds merge?
So I think somewhere right around in the mid 90s, I worked with the L10 gas engine that Mustafa referenced, put it in one of the very first garbage collection trucks, or refuse collection trucks, as we say. And that was really the start of the natural gas transition in refuse. A very early start. Meanwhile, that engine was budding in the transit industry. It was focused on California low NOx regs, always the start of those. And so that was really kind of that kickoff. And then I became affiliated with Mustafa with the start of our Cummins Westport joint venture. And that's where the B5.9G and the C8.3G were kind of the key engines to the start of that joint venture.
So in this diesel world, did people think you guys were crazy?
Yes. Well, I'm joking, of course. Essentially, we were just a small players in the marketplace. To me, one of the big deals that happened to us was really in China. A group from the Chinese industry / bus groups used to come and visit the tech center annually, it seems to me. And I used to request, and I would go and give them a presentation about natural gas engines. And after a couple of years or so, I learned that they approached Cummins and wanted to order 300 B series B5.9G gas engines to power buses in Tiananmen Square for the year of celebration of the anniversary of the Chinese Revolution. They wanted all the buses coming in and out of Tiananmen Square to be powered by natural gas. And they selected the B5.9G. And eventually, of course, they were delivered. And these, which to me, was just a milestone in the development of the gas engines at Cummins, because it shows that it is a serious customer willing to purchase quite a few engines and put them in service.
And
And they were
300 was a big order back
a
then.
very
That was
big
huge.
order at that time, yes. All the buses in Tiananmen Square, you
What
know,
do you two remember were the early goals, the objectives of the interest in natural gas? Was it economic driven, customer driven, environmental? What were the
okay.
thoughts then?
So I think environmental was the big deal because natural gas engines. I remember when we certified the B5.9G for the first time, NOx emission was 1 gram. It's unheard of number in those days. Different player in that kind of industry had different reasons. The natural gas engine was pure economic, right? Because they were selling gas. And a truck engine running was equivalent to a neighborhood gas use. So it was a big deal to have natural gas as a fuel.
Fast forward to today. What does it feel like to you to know that we have a 15-liter natural gas engine in
Oh,
fleets working right now on the roads?
it's really great. I mean, it really was tough to start with because the volume was very low. I understand, but my drive was a bit different. I believed that there is a role to play for these natural gas powered engines worldwide, not just in the US or China, worldwide.
You mentioned being at 1 gram back in those days, and today we're 50 milligrams, so a 0.05 gram or less on our natural gas engines. So it's an amazing step down when you think about fast forward to today and the technology that's going into our natural gas engines, like the X15N or the L9N.
Yeah, and it's not just the engine that's new, Dave, right? Cummins has invested in the entire natural gas ecosystem.
That's correct. We've invested in manufacturing and technology development. We've have a Cummins Clean Fuel Technologies fuel delivery system business now, which is the storage system and delivery system of CNG on the vehicle to the engine. So carbon fiber wrap tanks and high pressure regulation to really ensure our truck has the most efficient packaging of gas on board and then the lightest weight possible.
Yeah, so Cummins Clean Fuel Technologies, we also call it CCFT. What makes that product stand apart? You mentioned a few things. Any others come to mind?
Definitely it's the manufacturing and system integration that Cummins brings to this partnership that we have, and then the safety and service focus that we bring with color coded fuel lines within the system, uh, components from Cummins, integration with the engine ECM, and then information displayed to the driver real time and with telematics.
So I'm interested to hear from your perspective, knowing all of the history going into today, why is now the right time for natural gas to take a larger role in trucking?
Alternative fuels have always been, in my opinion, sort of ignored for a while, and they are more and more playing an important role. natural gas is available. America has so much natural gas available. So essentially, why not use it? The limits are always there, but the engineers are there to knock them down and move the goalpost. Exciting. It's very exciting.
Same question to you, Dave. From the frontline perspective, right? Why is now the right time?
Yeah, I think the emission story is really good. But Mustafa mentioned, right, the abundance of natural gas in the United States. I mean, we are a major producer of natural gas. And so the economics just work for natural gas now. So, and all that is underpinned with a lower emission technology. So the cost of operation due to the lower cost fuel with natural gas really make the economics work. And so, that really gets to sustainability. When I think about sustainability, it's got to be economically sustainable. It fits into the operation better than any other alternative technology. It's seamless. And then there's underpinned with the lower emission technologies that are there. So I feel it's really the right time for natural gas.
From past to present to can't wait to hear even more conversations in the future on X15N and natural gas technologies. I can't thank you both enough for these thoughts and memories and taking us back to the beginning. Mustafa Kamel, thanks.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Nice to see you.
What are your questions about the X15N? We're ready for them. Head to the X15N section of Cummins.com. There you will find in-depth guides, reporting, what users are saying, and of course, how to get in touch with us. Your Cummins rep is just a phone call or email away. Talk soon.